Welcome back, YouTube. I've got a confession to make. I've been low-key depressed and overwhelmed for a while now, and it's become apparently reflective in my environment. As you can see, my workroom has become a storage space, just piling up with products for future unboxing videos, and as a result, I can no longer use this space to make music, play games, or even just relax. So I've decided enough's enough. I need to reclaim the space for not only work and projects, but for my own sanity. And I would like to show you that process in this video. Stay tuned to this video for more unboxings and a bunch of tech hardware upgrades. First, I cleared off the desk and moved the collection of toys onto shelves at the opposite end of the room. Next, I cleared off the floor so it could be open again, and I also arranged my retro consoles to have a complete, ultimate retro console setup. Then, I put the items displaced by the floor inventory onto the walls as nerdy action figure decor for the time being. I am quite limited on space in this tiny apartment, so this is an excellent storage and display solution for the ever-expanding lines of toys that I collect. After this, I added some color to the room with a few area rugs I had in a bedroom closet. This is looking much better already. In addition to cleaning up my creative space, I also need to address some issues causing my music production to be a long and at times non-existent process. The most glaring being this computer. It's been a good computer and I've used it for the last 9 years with no issues, except it's kinda loud and I have to isolate this PC in another room for live recording, especially with a condenser mic. Sure, I could use a noise gate, but I'd rather not lose any dynamic range of my audio recordings, so this needs to be upgraded. It's time anyway, with Windows 10 getting the boot by this October, and its aging hardware not meeting the requirements for the upgrade to Windows 11. It was a pretty good computer, and it served me well the past decade, so no complaints here. You can happily go and be laid to rest in the pile of e-waste. Next is this keyboard. I have very limited mouse space with it. It's not a nice experience to type on, and the legend markings are fading. And to be honest, the keyboard and mouse shelf it's on is just too small of an area to use. I've seen there have been some exciting advances in consumer keyboards in the past decade since I've gotten this one that I'm using now. So I'm eagerly looking forward to this particular upgrade. Also, this interface has served me well, but this has to go too. Maybe I'll use it for a mobile recording setup. Plus, I've been sitting on this interface for about 4 years now, so it's probably time I start using this one. And probably time I start using on this other expensive gear I've been collecting. I've done some shopping around, watched countless YouTube review videos on equipment within my budget, and here's what I've got. I mixed it in with some stuff I already have laying around, and I'm gonna put all this to good use. And without further ado, let's get into these unboxings. Here, I'm assembling a quad monitor stand for a 4-screen setup. And this UM790 Pro mini PC from Minis Forum is going to be the main computer for this 4-screen setup. Let's unbox the F75 Pro by Aula? However you say it. I like this volume knob. It's much sturdier than I thought it would be, but this is the Pro version. I'm really digging this gray gradient coloring on the keycaps. Very nice. I think they're PBT double shot. It feels very nice to type on this, and I'm really digging this deep, thocky sound. Kinda like marbles sloshing around in heavy whipping cream. One of the convenient things about this keyboard is the abundance of connectivity options like 2.4 GHz wireless via the included dongle, and Bluetooth, and even wired with USB-C. Oh yeah, nothing like that satisfying tight grip of a new USB-C port. This keyboard has quite a selection of RGB lighting modes. I like purple. This 75% hot swappable customized feeling keyboard with a knob, RGB backlight, Prelude Leobog Reaper switches, side printed PBT keycaps, and other features really makes this keyboard feel great and sounds so satisfying to type on. I underestimated keyboards my whole life, and this one here has made me a believer in a quality keyboard experience, especially one that doesn't break the bank. Let's flip it over and reveal its little holographic sticker with the serial number on it. There it is. If you want to steal my serial number, it's right here for all of you to see. Don't do that, please, don't do that. Okay, we have two-step feet on the keyboard. That's great. Overall, best keyboard ever. And a mouse to match. Oh, I also tried some other keyboards. This Womie F87, I think was around 50 bucks. Sounds really nice, feels great, and on the cheap end. But does everything else that the F75 Pro does. Oh, and it also has these extra keys on the side. This is the Halo 68. It's garbage, you can skip it, but I guess you could use it as a decent travel compact keyboard. It's wired. The Master 01 mouse is just as basic. Not cheap, not nice either. It's decent if you have only about 20-25 bucks for a mouse and keyboard combo on Walmart or Amazon.com. It still feels better than this Walmart on-brand gaming keyboard. Sounds a lot better too. This is like mushed rice. Like really soggy, wet rice. And the mouse is stupid huge. Terrible. Boo. Thumbs down. Moving on, we have the Ajaz Hall Effect keyboard and the AJ159 Apex mouse. This is a nice and strong and surprisingly budget-friendly option for a lightweight gaming mouse and Hall Effect keyboard to have rapid trigger for competitive gaming. It has this nice little charger here too. I really think that's cool. So I'm gonna have a 2 keyboard and 2 mouse setup here. Here is the new interface from PreSonus, the Quantum ES2. It has 2 inputs, MIDI and monitor outs, with a USB Type-C connection port. It was basically 50 bucks with PreSonus Studio One, so why the heck not get it? It's a new interface for a new digital audio workstation. I also picked up the 8-bit DO Ultimate 2. This is a new Hall Effect controller. It has Hall Effect triggers, I believe, and the analog sticks are also Hall Effect. Really cool and sturdy. I like these extra buttons on the shoulders and the 2 triggers on the underside, just like you'd expect on a Wii Pro controller. You could run this Bluetooth or with a 2.4 GHz wireless dongle, or as I prefer to, in straight up wired mode. And there you have it. This is my new setup. I had to replace my old computer because it died. It was another Minis Forum UM790 Pro. So I got this one and hooked up my GPU with 4 monitors just so I could do this. Now I have a whole Matrix monitor set up, just like the first movie. Cool. Can you guess which one is a 1440p and which 3 are 1080? Alright guys, thanks for watching.